I was not like the type of person. Third. Oh yeah, cool. Oh, cool. Um, all right, cool. Can I do that? Is it a way to do that? Like,
You can record, I think, but I will send you the recording
okay,
for
all
sure.
right, that's
So
fine.
just,
That's fine.
I was just trying to make sure that it was recording and I didn't see it recording. So, oh, okay, so start all over about dope.
No, that's okay. No, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. So, the dopamine, the dope yoga is, short for the dopamine yoga. And it's just about the body's pharmacy and just the ability to like use movement and breath and just deliberate practices in order to bring yourself back into the present moment. Like
Right.
I said, if you ask people 20 years that knew me 20 years ago, they'd be like, Danica does yoga, teaches yoga, like what? But I've been doing it, right? But I've been doing it for a while now. So people are kind of used to like, they're like, oh, that's Danica, she's a yoga teacher. But it was definitely like love at first breath for me though. Like as
Really,
soon as I
really, huh?
oh yes, like it was not what I was looking for because I do like to read. So I went and bought like I'm embarrassed to say. Well, I'm not embarrassed to say because none of this stuff was like public at the time. But right, I read "Do You," which is like the Russell Simmons book. And
Mm-hmm.
now he's like since flee with all the sexual
Right, right,
essay
right,
stuff.
right, 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 right.
Right, but I wasn't privy to. None of us were privy to that at the time, right? So it was just. And I like to read, and I had the day off. I remember like it was yesterday. Like that's how I know it was like like a visceral. It was a Thursday, and I was off. And I was like, I'm gonna go get this book because my thing, like when bookstores were open, where it's like go to Borders and read books. So I was
Yes,
like,
yes,
I'm
yes,
gonna
yes.
go to the book, right? So I went and I just got Do You, and I came home and I like sat on the floor, just like sit on the floor. And I'm reading this book, and I'm just thinking he's gonna talk about how to be successful, and all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, I was breathing, and I'm like, yo, what is this dude talking about? Like he's killing it. Like I want to hear like stories about hip hop, and rappers, and
Right,
he's
right,
just like
right.
breath, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Like not even a lie, like, this is bullshit. But I was like, whatever. I was like, I'm gonna try this because this dude's got all this cool stimulation around him, and he's like talking about breathing. It's got to be something to it, right? So I was like, so I started reading it, and I was like, let me sit here. I sat the book down. I'm like, I do a couple breaths, and I was just like,
Oh.
it's like 10 minutes had gone by though, and I didn't even know. I was like, yo, what the fuck was that? Sorry, can I? And I mean, I'll try to keep it to a minimum because the kids in each one teach one keep me accountable. But so I watch the words. But long story short, I did that, and like time like went away. It was the first time
Yeah.
and I was like, whoa. And then I probably almost finished the book, but I don't like finishing books because like then I get sad. It's over.
I
But
know the
long story,
feeling.
you like draw it out. You're like, I'm not gonna read it tonight. I'm gonna do something, and then you like. Long story short, I read the book. And that day, I was like, this is it. Oh my God, this is it. So I like literally sat there all day and like did these breathing exercises. I called my mom. I was like, Mom. And I know she was like, yo, what is going on? And like I went back to work and I had the book with me. And then like, it was crazy. I don't know. And then after that, it was like turned out, like a drug addict. And I guess it's kind of like where the dopamine, like after that, I was like, this is it. I'm never going a day without doing this yoga shit, this practice,
That's right. Right, 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 right.
it was on. And that was in September. And then I didn't even know that there were like actual poses. Well, I didn't get the courage and like really even get curious enough about the poses until March or May. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the YMCA. And I started doing like, cause I would like do the practices at home, the breathing and I didn't even know at the time they were like mudras, right? And
Yes, 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 yes.
drishtis. I didn't even know what it was, but that was like, cause I'm super hype. I'm an Aquarius, so I'm like, go, go, go. Like I wake up like bing,
Right,
so
right,
and it
right.
was the first, yeah. So it was the first time I had found anything that like helped me like relax. And it
Mm.
wasn't, it wasn't like just like different, experimental stuff like that. It was just like breath. And I was like, this shit's too good to be true. So I just ran with it. Just ran with it, honestly. And my dad had always talked to me about stuff like that. Not that he was a meditator, because I mean his nickname's Smokey, right? So he was,
Gotcha.
yeah. Well, my dad he was a cool dude. But every day, like from the moment I was born, he was talking to me about like monks and meditation and like breathing techniques and all this like mystical esoteric stuff and like so it was always like I guess I always kind of have like kind of was a little lucky to have somebody that stayed
It's
in my ear about
true.
that.
That's
So
true.
when I found it, so when I found it at 28, I was like, this is it. Like that was it. I was done.
There you go. Now, had
Yeah.
you, before then, no connection whatsoever to yoga?
Well, you know what? Right. So hindsight is 2020. So I had always taken like karate when
Uh-huh.
I was a child, like under 10 though. But like you grow up and then you're like, karate.
Right.
But so when I think about it, I guess my dad was like, I'm gonna get this in there somehow. So he had like signed me up for karate. So I had been in karate as like a child, like, I guess like 6, 7, 8,
Mhm.
9, 10, whatever.